Live. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our eighth episode, season finale of Let's Talk Tourism. Tonight we have a special episode. We are closing off season one. So with me, we are going to have a couple of my executives having a discussion tonight.
Mommy, on it needs to be
Um,
quiet.
This is the episode 8, right? So we have Natalia Sandy, Stella Thomas, Natalia Rez, Ariana Stefan, and we have one of our past executives, Ariel John, right? So just to give you a brief recap of what happened in the previous episodes. Um, so throughout the episodes, we've been talking about how we can restart tourism. We had conversations with persons from different stakeholders as well as persons working in the industry, and we all talk about how we could really start restarting tourism in Trinidad, and we also looked at potential ways that policymakers can also implement in their policies when restarting tourism in Trinidad, right? So for tonight, we will be more or less having a discussion, a group discussion on how we as locals believe that we can possibly restart tourism in Trinidad, as well as, just to advertise Trinidad and Tobago to the wider population, right? So before we get started, I just want to ask my panelists here, do you guys even think we can restart tourism? Do you think there's a possibility? You can leave a comment in the chat if you can't type, if you can't speak, and we will go to chat, right? But do you all believe that restarting tourism in Trinidad is actually possible, firstly? Anyone can go ahead if you want.
Well, Satish, that's an easy question, and the answer is yes. We have to restart tourism, especially
Yeah.
Tobago. And I think that when the vaccinations start, we would be able to restart it properly, especially for Tobago.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of an iffy topic because some persons believe that the tourism industry cannot be restarted, which is kind of funny to hear because as an industry we all actually benefit from, and we believe that this industry is something that would benefit our economy generally. But some persons actually believe that it's not possible. But I'm happy to hear that everyone here believes that it is possible. So that's good. That's good to hear. Um, so because we are all from Trinidad here, I just have a couple questions that are Trinidad related, right? So minus the COVID situation, right? Um, how important is the tourism industry for our country, Trinidad and Tobago?
Well, I mean, in Tobago, we could obviously see the benefit of the tourism industry to them. I think it accounts for more than 60% of their GDP, but there usually isn't much statistics to show the difference between Trinidad and Tobago. But in Trinidad, I think we could start by diversifying our economy and creating linkages across tourism and agriculture to restart our economy post after the pandemic. And I think it's important to realize that tourism isn't just, coming to a beach and spending money. It's more than that. It's a lot of sectors, a lot of smaller parts and players in this big game they call tourism.
Yeah, I agree. And even with the idea of the tourism is more than just beaches. I remember in one of our episodes, episode 4, I believe, we had a discussion with Tariq Ali talking about agro-tourism and a potential niche that we can get into, because a lot of the times when we think tourism is always okay, we go to the beach or we just promote people just going to like regular. I think this is the average thing most people go to this the beach. But there's actually other areas that we could get into, more niche markets. Something that we don't promote a lot in Trinidad is ecotourism. That has a lot of benefits for us as well once we could tap into the market. So I definitely agree. anyone else want to share something that they believe? What is how important tourism is for Trinidad and Tobago? Okay, so as a local, I should say that as a local, do you think that tourism, is helpful to your economy? Do you believe that, okay, if we, as of now, because we don't really develop the industry too much, so as of now, do you believe that we can benefit or is benefiting from the tourism industry a lot? Because um, in the oil industry, you can actually see the benefits we get from that industry. But whereas in the tourism industry, as Ariana mentioned, a lot of the times we don't really have proper statistics to show how much we are benefiting from this industry. So clearly, you can't really tell whether they've been benefiting. But me personally, I believe that we are benefiting from tourism. It's just that because we're not putting the emphasis on it, you're not really seeing the benefits. But if you really sit down and you analyze how much this industry is benefiting us both economically and socially, because tourism is more than just about the money. It has a lot of social and environmental benefits towards it, right? And getting into the social aspect of it, I know Natalia Rez and Stella is both studying psych. What are your take on the idea of um, tourism and mental health? Because a lot of the times when people are frustrated, they tend to take a trip or a vacation. Students tend to go to Tobago for the summer, just to breeze out a little bit. What is your thoughts on tourism and and your mental health? Is there a relationship, Natalia, Stella?
Good night, everyone. Yeah, for me personally, there's a relationship with psychology and everything. So the answer is yes. There is a relationship because, okay, looking at the nature aspect of tourism, we know that nature, being in nature is relaxing, it calms you, it soothes you, it can help you distress. And that is a big part of the tourism industry, going to beaches, going to the rivers, going hikes, just indulging yourself in nature to be able to take your minds off of the daily stressful things of life, like work, whether it's schoolwork or your occupation, and just being able to immerse yourself in something that's relaxing and freeing. And beside that, being outdoors, the air, is helpful. Just breathing in that fresh air, it's everything psychological, it's biological, and that is true. So yes, it have a relation.
Right. So a follow-up question to that, right? Now, given that a lot of persons in lockdowns, a lot of them are asked to stay away from most of the public places. At least now you can still go to the beaches. You can still go to some public local destinations.
Yeah.
But I want to know, a lot of the times we as Trinidadians tend to go to Tobago, or we even travel abroad. A lot of us have families in the US, UK, Canada. Um, what do you think that a lot of persons are having mental health issues because of this lockdown, or this act to stay away from or their inability to travel then, because that's more or less what it is.
Well, the inability to travel and the whole situation on a whole is change. And a lot of people have a problem dealing with change, Change stresses a lot of people out because it's something that you're not accustomed to. It's not the usual thing, it's not normal. So, yes, I think some people would, have little breakdowns that they can't do the things
Yeah.
they're accustomed doing, the things that we're accustomed to be tourism, which is, packing your suitcase and jumping on an airplane for 2 hours or more. But for other persons, I think that they adapt slowly and realize that okay, there are things in our country that is fun and things that we can do that is gives you the same feel of going on an airplane and going New York or going Canada.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like I was mentioning to someone today that that excitement when you when you're on a plane for 5 hours, you know, you're eating a little tuna pop or something. You know, that little excitement you had like a 5 hour trip to like to the US or something. You know, I actually really miss that. You know, because you know, like
Satish,
I
you
can't
can take
believe
a
that. You
5 hour
know,
trip to it taking me to leave the east to go to the south about 2, 3 hours. Imagine. Use your imagination. That is part.
That is
Reimagine.
different on a plane,
Use
Natalia.
imagination. The plane is just the vessel to take it from point A to
But
point B.
that's part of tourism
What,
too.
so what the question is then, what are you attached to then? The fact of getting an airplane ride or the fact of getting from point A to point B and enjoying something? If
And forth.
so is the airplane ride, well then you have to just ride up and down from Tobago.
Yeah, imagine the planes, like, yeah. I mean, and yeah, I was gonna say the bigger planes now actually going to Tobago. So I mean, just imagine it's like New York. Yes, I'm going to New
Yeah,
York,
and
and that's it
you
right
reach,
there.
you can just take off and you land same time.
Yeah, that's in
yeah.
New
I
York.
mean,
Half an hour to
I think
New York.
Sit in first
yeah.
class.
Yeah, if it's the one thing, the fact that COVID is basically telling me that I can't travel is the reason why I'm missing it so much, because it's the fact that you know I can't do it. You know, other than that, if I know, like if I didn't travel within a year that I could have traveled, I would have still feel okay, well, fine. I didn't travel because it was my choice, but because I don't have a choice anymore. Is what kind of gets into me a little bit, you know.
And there's where the psychological parts come in, Satish. It's in your mind.
Yeah. No, I understand. I mean, definitely, right? Um, so another important question. So we're talking a lot about you know, we going to different countries, right? But as a local, the whole COVID situation really made us, you know, relook or rethink or reimagine Trinidad and Tobago. So what we thought we knew about Trinidad and Tobago, that went out the door, because we couldn't go nowhere. So you have to find your own vacation in Trinidad and Tobago, right? So I just want to ask you all, we've had the lockdown last year. We are in somewhat of a lockdown now, I want to say, and, because I don't feel free right now. What are some places or destinations in Trinidad you've been to, or you realize was not what you expected? Anything in particular you would want to tell your international friends to probably come and visit as soon as the borders open?
Well, one spot I always recommend for like everybody to go to is definitely Paria Beach, Paria Bay, and the hike to the waterfall. That whole entire north coast is something, is really something to see. It's one of my favorite spots to go to, and especially hike long 3 hours one way. And it's really something to see. You'll see all kind of different little animals. You'll be next to the beach. Every 2 steps you take, you're on a beach, and you never knew that it had so many beaches. So that's one place I would
Yeah.
really recommend. Yeah.
Well, for me, unfortunately, I haven't gone anywhere. I've seen my house. I've seen, where have I seen the grocery stores? So I haven't really gone anywhere because I'm paranoid and I live in Caroni, and Caroni numbers are extremely high right now. So I don't want to get sick. So I've seen my house, but like on photos and stuff, Instagram, 100 step beach. I've seen like so much of my friends going 100 steps. I'm like, I just want to go, please, I mean, we can go here, and we can. I don't mind. A field trip for us. But yeah, that's basically me.
Once you observe the protocols, you should be fine. And most outdoor events, they're usually pretty safe once you have your mask and you wash your hands. And, yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
Push
yeah.
this.
oh yeah, I feel like I'm always sick, so like it'll be on me. The one person in the group to get sick, it'll be on me. So you know what? So just stay home. Just stay home.
I mean,
If
it's
that
better safe than never, right? I want to ask, so I
Yeah.
know we have a couple guests joining us tonight. We have Solomon from Tobago. I'm bad with names, but I know that it's like Keisha. I don't know if I pronounced that right. And then we have Miss Denise. So we just want to find out what is one of the destinations in Trinidad that you discovered during the lockdown, or you've been to, um, during lockdown that you found out didn't existed, or you visited somewhere during lockdown that is now one of the best destinations Trinidad? For Solomon and Tobago, what is a destination Tobago that you visited while you were in lockdown?
Well, for the first time, I went to the reef in Speyside and went snorkeling and visited Little Tobago, saw the bird sanctuary. All my life I've been here and I've never done that, but I was able to. Some friends and I, we rented the entire boat so that, it wouldn't be that much people and we could space out and whatnot.
Yes.
And the person said yes. So I got that opportunity to go and see that, and that was one of the best.
Okay, that sounds like a whole trip in a day. That sounds really nice. Now I want to come to Tobago. But yeah, I mean, for me, what I did, I actually I always heard about the Port of Spain lookout, and I always pass by it, but I never really stop and really sit down and like actually look at the whole of Port of Spain. And I can't believe that we have there's this little lookout site here in Port of Spain. You see the whole of Port of Spain. You get to see the ocean. So that was actually my little discovery, because I know what it was. I passed a couple of times, but I never really stopped and sit down and take in the breeze. But when I actually like look at everything, I was like, wow, my island real nice. Like I can't imagine that this is my island, right? So if you ever been there, or if you haven't been there as yet, Solomon, I don't know if you ever came to Trinidad as yet, and if you ever seen the lookout in Port of Spain, it's a must because it's amazing. Now, while on the topic of destinations, right? A lot of the tourists, international tourists, they come to see these things. Just like us, they want to see what we have to offer. So, what are your thoughts on the idea of international tourists coming into your country? So basically, what I'm asking is, a lot of destinations around the world, they have this new problem of over tourism. They have too many persons coming to their country. Of course, that's not a problem for us right now. We have too little persons, right? But a lot of the countries around the world, they have too many persons coming to the destinations. Places like France, I think Vienna was one of those places as well. They have like over tourism, right? So I want to know your views on that. As a local in Trinidad, what are your views of international tourists, of people coming into your country? What do you think about that? Are you all in favor of it? Are you okay, indifferent?
To be fair, right now, no, I am really not in favor of anybody coming into the country at this point, because I know our cases are already on the rise again. And we've seen what happened in those other Caribbean countries where they left their borders open to the general international tourists, and their numbers are climbing. So I don't think it's a wise move with the vaccine. And but I have seen that they have introduced the vaccine passport. I think that would be revolutionary for travel, but other than that, regular tourists and just the PCR test, I don't think it's exactly safe.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it is a risk to take. I mean, on one hand, yes, I want things to get back to normal. I actually want to, have, all of our international friends come back to Trinidad. But at the same time, we have to think about our locals, our people here. We can't just have people coming into the country and expecting things to go back to normal. So Ariel, what do you think about persons coming back into Trinidad and Tobago, although they get the vaccine? Do you think are you still comfortable with persons coming back to Trinidad and Tobago, although they get the vaccine?
Um, it's not a matter of comfortable. As somebody mentioned before, following the protocol is very important because, for example, I have friends from France, and I would have seen them, okay, their cases have been on the rise, they are still on lockdown, and I believe they have the vaccine, but I'm seeing my friends partying, full disco, lights, smoke, everything like normal. So I want to say that, it's still discipline. At the end of the day, if it is you are following the protocols, when you come, then it should be okay because you're following the protocols, right? But if you are doing that, then no thank you, I don't want you here. Until further notice. Until further notice. I'm not saying that I'm bashing or anything, but until you can behave, then I'm cool over here.
Yeah,
So that's it for now.
yeah, I agree. I mean, we're very new to this. We can't just, be like, yes, I'm ready for person to come back. So for me personally, I want to say that yes, to an extent, because obviously if we have the vaccine passport up and ready, that's gonna make people feel a little bit more comfortable. But at the same time, I think a major thing that most people are not understanding is that although you get the vaccine, you can still contract the virus. You can still get coronavirus. It's just that your chances of living is a lot higher with the vaccine. So if someone who already have the vaccine comes to Trinidad, they may have the virus, right? If they didn't get a test done, if they're just coming based on they have the vaccine, they can still have the virus and come into the country and give us it as well. So it's a very complicated situation. I don't know if we are ready to really get into that again. So I don't know. We have to wait and see what our governments are doing in terms of that. But on that note, right? I know a lot of the Caribbean islands they're doing their best. As Natalia Reyes said, they're doing the most. They are doing the most when it comes to their COVID their vaccine. So I want to know which one of the Caribbean islands would you want to visit first if we can go if the borders are open. Which of the Caribbean islands would you visit first and why?
So right now, oh no, you can go, Denise.
Hi, good evening,
Hi.
everyone. So coming back on the point about whether or not you prefer visitors to come to Trinidad and Tobago, I will endorse the point about following the protocols. Because to answer the question you just asked about which country will I visit first, I visit St. Kitts Nevis because I recently was on an international platform with them, with their Minister of Tourism on the platform, and they basically have a system. Their border's been open since I think is in either July or October last year, and they are accepting tourists. And what they have is they have a system of having the tourists in a bubble where um, when they come, they must only stay at the accommodation facility where they are being hosted. They must only interact with tour guides and tour operators that are within the approved bubble of the Ministry of Tourism, etc. And that way you're controlling the movement of the visitors around the island. So that's the island I will visit first, and I am hoping that here in Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension the Caribbean, that we can create a bubble. A bubble was created by CARICOM, yes, but Trinidad is not in the bubble, and a lot of the other islands are not in the bubble for different reasons. So I'm hoping that before we talk about looking at welcoming international guests, that we will start right here in the Caribbean and really encourage that bubble, inverted commas, that bubble activity, so that you can generate, you can, stimulate the economy, because the point about it is realistically, you heard the Prime Minister said yesterday on his press conference that the government will no longer be able to support those that cannot support themselves financially and otherwise. The government is not in any position to do that. So you must be able at least to start somewhere. So that's my contribution. Thanks.
Yeah, no, I mean, that is actually this reality. Because I think like unless if you are not directly affected by the tourism industry, you wouldn't really know the severity of the matter because I've actually had one of I don't know what I don't well as a beach vendor in Chaguaramas. Normally what this lady would have done is she would have be selling like preservatives and various chow, right? And chow is like a seasoned fruits salad. I want to say for all international friends, right? Um, she used to sell in Chaguaramas, and because of the whole beach lockdown, her whole life, everything just went upside down because she was relying heavily on that to send her children to school. And for me, I didn't really understand the severity of the coronavirus until I started hearing those stories, until I started listening. Okay, well, this is more than just a simple lockdown. I mean, people really don't have jobs, and now hearing that the government is basically telling the people, listen, we really don't have the funds to help. So what kind of position are we going to be in? And I think that really raises the questions and the importance of really restarting tourism, getting back into the groove. And I like the idea of the bubble. I've seen a couple of the Asian countries. They have been doing this bubble idea where they have like secluded. I mean, for them, they have like the secluded islands that you can just have people stay within, and there's no like spread. But for us, I think that's probably a very doable option because I can see a lot of areas where we can just have persons stay within and try to keep them within that area. So I like the idea of the bubble. Of course, it sounds nice, but I feel like there's more to it than just having all these things put in place. It's like a lot of corporations, and that's a problem we have within the tourism industry. Um, Ariana, any island in particular you would want to visit?
Well, for me personally, I would probably visit Jamaica because I have some friends there, and I've seen their campaigns and ads and stuff, and it looks really good. They have the Jamaica Cares program in place. I mean, this would be during the pandemic, but post-pandemic, it's important to, observe some kind of protocol. And, since health and safety has become the most important and main thing for most tourists throughout this pandemic, I think still having those things in place would be important. So for me, Jamaica.
Yeah. Well, for me, my island would be Tobago. Um, because I am not going. I don't feel comfortable traveling just yet. So I would probably take my chances with Tobago if I had to go to another island. But on the topic of the bubble, creating that bubble for the tourists, so creating like a specific area where we would more or less keep them within. So we kind of preventing them from getting the virus and preventing us from getting it from them, right? A popular question is, as a visitor yourself, do you all prefer package tours, or are you the kind of person who would want to plan your own vacation and do things, to your likeness?
Well,
I want. Sorry.
usually I would be one to plan my own itinerary, plan my own tours, everything. I like to choose. But in light of the recent developments with the pandemic and stuff, I think it's wiser to choose somebody to do a package for you because they will be more knowledgeable of the protocols and what needs to be put in place in order for you to embark on these activities. So, not that I would like, but I think it's wiser to go with a
Yeah,
package.
yeah. Ariel, would you
I was
prefer?
going to say that I agree with her. I agree with her because I would have preferred to plan everything for myself. I am very particular with the things that I like to do, so I would want it my way. And if it's not going to be that way, then it's like, but I do understand the importance of having the packages. I mean, that is what we are trying to do, sell what we have to offer still. So if the packages what we have is that's what we're gonna do, So
Like it also costs you a lot in the long run if you don't follow like the package system that you have now because I mean things already were tricky before in the airline industry and now it's even more tricky. I see people getting stuck in certain countries because they don't have their PCR testing times and so on and so forth. But if you have somebody like supporting you while you're there. You have something like a agent, a tour operator or something supporting you while you're there.
Yeah.
You know, you could always go to them. You have a third party to go to. But if you're there by yourself, is you and yourself in a foreign country
And
alone.
I feel like it still depends on like the amount of research you do before embarking on, your little journey. So you have to do a lot of work before you get your ideas together. If we are not as thorough as we might be, then you could end up in situations like that.
Yeah. I mean, you had to have some kind of pre-knowledge, to be fair, to know what to look for exactly. And most tourists usually don't have that knowledge and expert. Sometimes people will be the first time they travel and they don't know what to do. You know, so I think the packages are important now more than ever.
Yeah. Yeah. So now I want to put on our thinking caps, right? So if we have to plan or create a package for Trinidad, right? I want to know what it's for 2 days only, right? So I want to know, let's say 3 days. So they come on a Friday morning, right? So they come on a Friday morning, they have Friday morning, Saturday, Sunday, and they're leaving Monday afternoon, right? So it's okay, that's 4 days. What is a couple tours that you think could work in this bubble, creating this when we say bubble, we're looking at finding a way that we would create a 4-day package for tourists to stay within. We are trying to keep them away as much as possible from the general population in Trinidad. But we still want them to have, the Trini experience, the all authentic Caribbean experience. What would you recommend, or what would you suggest these packages to look like? So you all don't rush.
Well, I'd
Okay.
probably oh yeah, go ahead, Ariel, if you want.
Well, I was just thinking from brainstorming off the top of my head, this sounds more like a eco
Yeah.
styling, so it's away. It's more serenity and calm. So you might want to take them to a resort, maybe somewhere like Playa de la State, somewhere in Mayaro, Blanchisse, somewhere out of the norm. And you would want to include maybe the mud volcano tours, um, like that. So
More
just off the top of
isolated.
my head. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for me,
Nothing typical
Yeah.
Marrakesh.
I mean, I've seen that some hotels in some other Caribbean islands, they have something where they create a package where you don't interact too much with the locals, and you have you in your hotel, and they organize certain tours for you and stuff. And I think we can also do that. Because I know a lot of these hotels are actually taking people working offshore and stuff and quarantining them there. And it's beneficial to the hotel, it's beneficial to us, the locals. We would, be able to get jobs,
Yeah.
and we'll be able to stay open for much longer. And I think if they have it like that, it could be beneficial to them. And perhaps they could, I don't know, maybe depending on what exactly they want to do with regards to the quarantine and the policy with respect to coming into the country, depending on what they have to do when they arrive, whether they just want to isolate them, let them do their stuff isolated, or if they want them to quarantine still. I think it's important to note that, these hotels can benefit from that. And if they don't want to isolate them, well, because they would most likely have to stay away from people, but there's a lot of services, food services, restaurant services that are going online and doing transport, delivering to your doorstep. You don't even have to come out, contactless payment. So, we have adjusted. The tourism industry is adjusting. Gastronomy is adjusting. Everybody's adjusting. I really unmute.
Yeah, I felt like what you just said in terms of the adjustment with the food, I feel like that's something we can still carry on even when society returns to normal. It's
Yeah.
something that we could still
Yeah.
use. So these advancements that we are having, the changes, it's good. It's not like, oh my gosh, we have to do this to survive. It works. So we could carry it on and we could improve it in the future.
I think it would be beneficial to culinary and food tourism as well, in terms of health, and you want to come to this place, you want to get this food, but you don't have time to go there. You just order it to wherever you're going. Say you want to go on the beach, you order your food to that area, you enjoy the food plus the beach, you get to go to places at once, so you get to try new two things at once. So, some of the innovations that we see in now definitely be beneficial to us after the pandemic.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if it's the one thing I love about that I actually fell in love with was the concept of ordering food now. I mean, my stomach don't like it that much because I don't have any mouths, but but I mean, I definitely enjoy ordering food, non-stop ordering food. I mean, that's like the best part, right? But I know Miss Denise is from the small guest house association, right? Miss Denise, I want to ask you now if we're looking at if the government now is saying we want to create these bubbles. I'm just saying just as a scenario, right? If you all were approached by policymakers to say, well, listen, we want to incorporate this bubble idea. We want to have people coming into the country. However, we want to find secluded places for these persons. But we believe that the best place would be having them within these small guest houses around the Manzanilla, San Francisco, and Tobago. What would be some of your concerns or your associates what would be their main concerns if that was the case moving forward from that idea? Would you all be able to accommodate that idea, or would it be a very difficult one to incorporate?
Okay, in some cases where the properties are concerned, we have, okay, let me just let you know, the demographic of the owners of our properties are more on um, the more senior side of the more senior side. So there will be, and there is already a concern, as it is now, um, of commingling with guests on the premises.
Right.
Because of the risk, because they fall within the high risk group of persons for contracting COVID. So that's one. The other concern would be um, being able to have the capacity and the resources to fulfill all the COVID-19 protocols, um, public health protocols. Even though most of us, we've been trained by the Caribbean Public Health Agency to know what and how and when to do whatever it is to follow the protocols. Um, because of the fact that you now have the operation of your facility as now has to be overhauled to some extent, because you're talking about, unlike the hotels, for example, the hotels, in the case of the hotels, they have the resources, they have the capacity, they have the staffing, etc., to be able to fulfill those requirements where it comes to cleaning, sanitizing, and following all the what you're calling the same social distancing. Because, for example, like for those properties who offer meals like breakfast, for example, you'll have to put systems in place so that guests who are not related, for example, they will not be commingling. You might have to put things in place to probably provide packaged meals, packaged breakfast, or in some cases packaged dinners and so on. So it's going to be a whole lot for us to consider. Um, and I think that generally that's it. But I don't think it will be impossible. It's just that we will need the necessary support. Um, if not from government, from some agency, we probably have to partner with different agencies and other organizations to give the necessary support in that regard. Um, that's it, generally. But one of the points I wanted to make, though, about the packaging, I am thinking that in the case of us, the small properties, if we could look at things like packaging tours for guests to do things within the communities where the properties are situated. For example, I would think like if you're bringing in, for example, a group of, just using an example, a group of students from the US or wherever, you take them to a rural community like Matlock, for example, or Mayaro or Manzanilla, as the case may be, and you find some project that they will engage themselves in so that they will be staying within that particular community. And that way you're really creating a bubble in that sense. But you really have to put together a lot of stuff and a lot of activity right there within that community for them to be engaging in, and that way too you'll be promoting both community and responsible tourism.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny to think that this simple idea sounds so doable yet so difficult to implement because touching on the idea of trying to get these small associations to be these bubbles. I mean, personally, I think it's a good way, a potential way to kind of incorporate these persons back into the tourism industry. But as you mentioned, it's not that easy. There's a lot of precautions will have to be given, a lot of like certain things that have to be put in place to ensure it will be done successfully and safely, most importantly. But I mean, I feel like there's a potential way, if not for international guests, probably we can look at it for like local or regional guests, probably. But on the idea of the having persons volunteer, and I think that's fall under like volunteer tourism. That's also a good idea because I remember speaking to a group of persons from, it was one of the US states, I can't remember which state, but they actually came to the university and they were saying that, what they came here to do, volunteer work in our community, but, it was only that. They only came and they were just focusing mainly on, I think they were trying to build a house with someone. I can't remember exactly what it was, but their entire stay here was basically just from the campus straight to the compound and back to the campus. And I was just telling them that it's crazy thing that you all come from so far and you all even get up on the culture. You're trying the local foods. I think the most local food they had was from the UA cafeteria. That was the most they had. So it is a good idea. I think that is an attractive way to get younger persons to come to our country. Because if we have them come on and yes, to develop in an area, but also experiencing the culture, the trying the food, the interacting with people, that kind of stuff. But again, it's just to keep them within a bubble, try to keep them, this like as close as possible and safe away from most people. But again, a good idea for potential niche again, because volunteer and education tourism is two areas that we could benefit from because we have UE in Trinidad. That's like a plus for us, right? Now, I know we are very close to the 1 hour. Before we go, we wanted to play a quick game just to, lighten the mood a little bit. So, Natalia, Sandy, are you ready to play that quick game? You're muted.
Okay, you hear me now? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, let's hope my computer cooperates with us today and we can play this game. Quick game.
All right, so you all can put the answers in the chat, or you can put on your microphone and chat with us, right?
Yeah, we're just waiting for it to load and go full screen.
Family
Or not. Yes, a family feud. So guys, I'm hoping you're paying attention to primary school and general knowledge questions. Just I don't know what's happening.
Just click slideshow and it should
No, it's frozen.
Oh, it's frozen.
Yeah.
Well, come out and reload it. Put it.
I can't do anything.
Oh, you can't do
I can
anything.
only move, but it's not allowing me to actually do anything else.
Uh-oh.
If do you have the questions by chance, Natalia?
Yeah, let me just try. Okay.
You can probably ask us the
Oh,
question
wait,
in the
no, okay.
meantime.
I will show you all my screen, but I can't because it's actually black on my side. Okay.
Yeah, it's black now.
Okay, let's go. Oh, it's not allowing me to start. Okay, I guess we can just do it without the. Okay.
All right. So question 1.
Okay, so question 1. Let me just give you all the question while we wait on it to actually load. So the first question is, name something. Okay, it's coming up. Name something you might eat for Sunday lunch.
Oh, Siobhan.
Siobhan.
Hello.
That's a great answer, but it's not there. I'm sorry.
Oh my
It's wrong.
god.
I'm
Aria?
sorry, it's not there.
Macaroni pie.
All right.
Yes,
All right.
macaroni pie.
Okay.
Number 1 answer.
We have Ariana.
What Ariana says? I didn't hear you.
Baked
Baked
chicken.
Baked chicken.
Baked chicken. Yes.
Denise.
Callaloo.
Callaloo. All right. I'm going to say curry chicken, or chicken curry.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry, but it's not there. Our
Come on, man. Oh God.
give us that. I'm sorry. I asked my friends, guys. Okay, so my friends and the answers they gave me. Okay, so
Okay. Stew chicken and macaroni pie.
what else you got in that meal? Think about in that meal.
Pigeon peas, 2 pigeon peas.
So salad, chicken and peas. Okay, 2 more answers, right? And just remember, when people give an answer, sometimes they may not give the answer you expect. So some persons may want to be a little funny with the answer. So think about that.
Okay, Ariel?
Lasagna. Or
Coleslaw.
Lasagna.
No. No.
Denise said lasagna.
No, somebody said salad already.
Sandy, is lasagna an option?
No, it's not an answer. No,
Oh,
it's
no,
it's
okay.
not. No.
Stew chicken.
Nope. I'm sorry.
What could somebody be eating so? What do they want?
Provision.
No. Okay, I'll give you a hint. It is not. One of them is not actually food. Well, technically, it's not food. That's the answer I'm gonna give.
I feel like KFC is an option. People eating KFC.
Okay, I'll give you that. Technically, it's correct. Oh wait, no.
Nothing?
Oh my God, I put the wrong option.
Wait, who eating nothing?
Come nothing. Someone said nothing for Sunday lunch. They're hungry. And well, you did say KFC, and I will give you that answer. So somebody said back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, somebody, yeah. So let's go on to our next.
I'm worried for the person who eating nothing though.
Yeah. Someone told me nothing. I'm like, okay, cool. The answer, right? Okay, our next question. Name some attractions in San Fernando.
All right, Denise has a hand up.
Point. San Fernando Hill.
San Fernando Hill.
Yes,
All
that
right.
is. Anybody else? Come on, guys, San Fernando.
I haven't really been to San Fernando. C3.
Yes, malls are attractions, guys. Malls are attractions. It is an attraction.
Okay, that's crazy. Siobhan has
technically be San Fernando. We're thinking actually San Fernando itself, the actual Mount of San Fernando.
What about the mud volcano?
Great answer. Really great answer. But it's not there.
Oh my gosh.
Come on, guys.
Denise, hands up.
A double stand.
Okay, I will give you that because part of this place does include a double stand. So I will
What's
give
the
you that
question?
answer.
The cross, I was not going to say that. So
Name attractions in San Fernando.
High Street,
Who said High Street?
Ariana.
Oh,
Ariana, great. Congrats.
All right, Denise, stand up again.
Answers, yeah.
Supper.
Supper, a good one.
Yes, correct.
All right, you getting somewhere then.
Mm-hmm. And if you have supper, then before supper there was. Come on, guys.
Skinner back.
That's also one. But if you want to be a little more fancy, where would you go for supper?
Denise?
How about
Naparima?
Yeah, nap.
yeah.
Siobhan?
Is Gulf City Mall one?
It's not, but I think it would have been an answer. But think about stay in
What
that
am I
same
even
train of
trying
thought.
for? Oh my
Same train of thought. Same train of thought. So City Mall, what else do we have in that same kind of,
San Fernando City Hall.
No, think about, okay, what? Gulf City, C3.
Stadium. I'm not the game place.
Oof, no.
South Park?
Thank you, Satish. South Park.
Wait, but what is millenniums ask these questions too or what?
I asked UWI students. I asked UWI students, and they gave me the answers.
These students need to go and search for better.
I tried to make it more for you all, as UWI students, Okay.
No, come on, man. C3 is at this destination now. What's going on?
Come on.
Okay, next question. That is not coming up. Okay, name an island off of Trinidad or Tobago. There are 21 islands, guys.
Oh,
There are 21 islands, so there's 7 of them here.
Ariel? Go ahead, Ariel. Gaspre. Denise had a hand up.
Shaka Shakari.
Shaka Shakari.
Yes.
Is Santa Fe Island one of the islands?
It's not there. I don't know what that's just called. I have actual names of places. So I'm telling an actual name.
Probably it's not the actual name. Somebody about
I think Monos. Is Monos is called it?
Yeah, yes.
Monos.
Correct.
Natalia Res
Nelson Island.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be there, but that's number 8, but it's not showing up on this for some reason. But that is correct. Nelson Island was number 8.
All right, Denise.
Mm-hmm.
Ariel.
Is that Little Tobago?
Yes, Little Tobago.
Wait, is there is Goat Island an island of Tobago?
Look at you, Satish. Yes.
What are we talking about?
2 more islands. Your hints now? Is it hint time? Or you're good?
I'll give me some hints there because I'm really too familiar with
One of them is Prison Island. That's the hint.
Oh, you need to keep prisoners.
Yes.
I can't remember what it's called there.
Come on, guys. Think about it.
Paria Island.
Yes. Correct.
Right.
Oh, yes.
And one more. So, Monos, there is, I think it's next to Monos, the next island. The hint is, I could be wrong, but this is the Spanish word for eggs. I think I'm wrong. But, yeah.
Is it Venezuela?
That's it.
No, it's not Venezuela. I wish it was, but it's not.
Pelican Island.
No.
No? Oh.
No.
Spanish? Such as Spanish?
It looks Spanish, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What does it start with?
H.
That's a hard one though. I call it.
Somebody's saying it. Somebody's saying it.
Huevos.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the chat. Check the chat. Is that it? Yeah. Natalia has said it as well.
Okay. Let's show our next question.
Name something
You all
from.
don't embarrass me now. The quote of
The cockrico.
The Cocrico. Yeah. Okay. Cocrico.
Okay, scattertypes.
There's a crown or something, I believe, on top somewhere. A crown.
There is. Yeah, there is.
The
Not an
Shakonia.
answer.
Hummingbird.
The Shakonia.
Shikonia. Okay, it's not there. Mm-hmm. So there are two hummingbirds.
The boats?
Yeah, the
The
three
boats.
boats.
Y'all, what is the question?
Name some. Let me put it back up. Name something found on the coat of arms of Trinidad and Tobago, by the way. Let's put that out there. Trinidad's coat of arms.
The crest.
The Trinity Hills? The motto. Hey!
Who said the motto? That's, yeah.
Check
The
the
motto
chat.
is there.
Or Solomon said the motto as well.
Okay. There are two more answers, guys.
Palm.
Call them inboards.
Palm.
The palm. Okay. And one more. One more. It's on the top of, it's like, yeah, top here. Mhm.
The cross.
No. On the top of the, yeah.
I don't think it's flag on it.
No. Somebody look up
It has money on it. The coin.
Crest.
It's a helmet.
no.
The coin. It has money on it.
No. It's like it's like on top.
Ariel, you from Trinidad?
It's on the top of the coat of arms, basically. Like under the palm trees.
The ship mast.
Is that it?
I didn't hear what's that. That's heard ship.
The crest.
Ship
About
mast.
Or ship?
Well, that's it.
ship. So I expect you all to go and actually watch the coat of arms, actually see what's on the coat of arms. Okay. And our last question is, and I expect you all can get this very quickly. Name a famous building around the Queen's Park Savannah. The hint is there are 7 answers. So, what am I asking for?
Milford.
Yes.
I
no
want
clue.
one.
Solmaya.
Yeah.
Yes, Solmaya.
QRC. Yeah, yeah. That had to be
Whitehall. The Whitehall.
I'll give it. Yeah, it's called Whitehall, not White House, but I'll give it to you.
Archbishop's residence.
the Red House.
No, not around Savannah.
Rumor House.
Yes. One more, guys. One more.
The President House is not
The
one.
Anglican Archbishop's residence.
Yeah, but what's that called? I need a name.
Sorry.
That's a good idea. What's the name of that place actually?
Anstey House. Anstey House.
No.
No?
Come on, guys. Come on. Some more options.
The U.S. Embassy?
No, that's not Magnificent 7.
ask me to play it.
You have the
Sorry,
control.
his house, his something with his. I can't remember now.
Yes, he is caught. Yes, he is caught. Correct. So expect you are not as well homework. Go actually know what is seven. Magnificent seven. Okay, guys. That's the end from me.
Who's the winner of this game?
I think I think Denise, you won. I think you won because
For real.
these youths. I don't know about them.
Well, who is the second place? Who is the second place?
I think it would have
Um,
been either Ariel. Is Ariel or Ariana?
I guess
No, Ariel.
yeah. I think it's Ariel. Ariel in second. Yes.
Ariel, Ariana. I think Siobhan came in on the top five.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Natalia was also, yeah, for Natalia was also giving good answers. Um,
Ariel
but
gave
yeah,
this. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
but yes, at least, as Trinidadians, we know a little bit about our country, so I feel a bit more comfortable. Now we have some good brand ambassadors for Trinidad and Tobago, so good job, right? And of course Tobago, so it's Miss Solomon there as well, right? Um, all right, so we are at the 8 o'clock time frame, right? So I just want to say, just wrapping up, I just want to thank so much for joining us on a Sunday afternoon for our final Let's Talk Tourism. It's our episode 8. We've been at it for 2 months now, and I must say that some of you all have been here for every single episode. So we really do appreciate that you take the time out on a Sunday afternoon to join us for this conversation. And if you by chance happen to work at the ministry or at your government policy maker, please take some of our advice when it comes to restarting tourism. Yes, Miss Anise.
I just want to find out, Satish, so is it that this ends this series? Are you going to be starting another series at some point, or?
Yeah. So as of now, this is our episode. Sorry, season one. Because we are going into exam time now at the university, we'll be taking a little break to accommodate students with that. So season two will be coming soon. We're gonna have a little bit different situation with season two. So look out for that. Most likely it'll start back. I would say right after exam. So maybe mid-May we're looking to start back season two. So we have new guests, new topics. Hopefully by then we get the vaccine. So we would have more stuff to be talking about, right? But before we leave, anybody wanna just say anything before we close off for tonight?
I just want to say, I attended a couple of your sessions. It was rather interesting. I think we need more of this, particularly for the industry, the active participants in the tourism industry. As we committed to you, Satish, that is Steer, that is, for your next season, we will be contributing vouchers towards your shows as prizes. I was about to offer the first voucher this evening, but when you told me I'm the winner, that would not be fair. So, um, so we'll offer it from the next season, right? So all the best to all of you. Thank you.
All right, thanks so much, Mrs. Disney,
Thank
for
you.
taking part, and I really do appreciate you all being with us for I think a lot of episodes you were there for, so I remember seeing you. So thanks so much, and of course, yes. So next season we have a lot to look forward, a lot of prizes to look forward to now, right? Um, but that's it for now. In the interim, while we wait for next season, we have a few stuff happening with the UE Tourism Society. You can find all the recorded episodes for Let's Talk Tourism Season 1 on our YouTube channel. And we have a lot of stuff happening with Instagram in the upcoming weeks, right? So if you haven't started following us yet on Instagram and Facebook, please join. If you're not a registered member as yet, you can also register via our Instagram page. In the bio, have our link to register, and you'll be part of our WhatsApp group as well, right? So moving forward, we have a lot of stuff upcoming, a lot of interesting things, more. I want to say a little. I don't give it too much information because I don't want to drop it just yet. So when that time comes, you'll see the flyer on Instagram, right? So look out for that. And I just want to say thanks so much for joining, and please continue to have hope that Trinidad will soon become one of the top Caribbean destinations in the Caribbean, right? So with that, you'll have a good night and take care.
Good night.
Okay,